And that's a good idea, because when you do criticize them, then you are a mile away and you got their shoes. It's a good thing. So I will be somewhat critical of parts, but hopefully we can together think about what some solutions to those problems would be. So I'd like to take you through kind of basically a story of what I've been doing and learning on the farm. So, the view from the tractor seat. Let's take a look at some tractor seats. This is a tractor seat from a 1939 John Deere Model A. You'll notice that it has the Comfort Ride spring where it attaches to the frame of the tractor, and the contoured comfort chair, and the spacious operator platform that allows you to stand or sit. And having driven one of these for some time, I know that sometimes you just got to stand up because they're very, very hard riding. So tractor seats, fortunately, have evolved. This is a tractor seat from a fairly recent John Deere. It is computer controlled. The woman who bought this tractor wanted me to set the seat for her particular ride requirement, so I plugged the laptop into the tractor and we adjusted the seat for how much rebound. She was 5'1", almost 100 pounds, and that's a whole lot different than if you get a 400-pounder there who spent quite a bit of time with the donuts at the donut shop. So you can actually adjust the seats by computer. And you have that little thing on the side, which is not a buddy seat, it's an instructor's seat. So we've come a long way with tractors and tractor seats, and in many ways we've come a long way in agriculture. But who are we as farmers? How many of you in here are active farmers? How many of you are landowners? Okay, and how many of you eat food? We're all connected together. But farmers are immensely proud of the work they do. And these two young men, back in the early 30s, late 20s, went to the Minnesota State Fair and won champion and grand champion for their open pollinated corn display of 10 ears. And we take pride in what we do as farmers. And we also try to find better ways of doing stuff. So this disc plow, hooked to, I think it has 7 horses. So we've got 7 horsepower, and you can look at the operator who's leaning into the wind, can't believe the speed with which he's flying across the field. So 7 horses and a disc plow really could make things happen, and of course we're doing good, clean, black tillage. Then we graduated to the F14, which had 14 horsepower. This is a photo of my grandfather out there pulling 2 14s with the F14, just making the dirt fly. And we thought, boy, that is about as good as it ever gets. But while doing this kind of tillage and this kind of farming, we believed that we were doing really good stuff. If we take a look at the tillage system brought to us by John Deere, who invented the steel plow. They had iron plows, but the steel plow, brought to us by John Deere, perfected by many others. We believe that clean, black tillage was absolutely the mark of a good, efficient, effective farmer. I can remember my grandfather watching me at the age of 12 as I was plowing. And he said to me in Norwegian, "Du kjører beint now," which means you steer straight, right, Per? Steer straight. We want straight furrows. And moldboard plowing is what we used to absolutely have to do. But now we're beginning to understand that moldboard plowing has consequences in how it affects the soil and how it affects our productivity. So as you look at the residue on the left, that is an extremely valuable resource. And we see that people today buy corn heads that chop the corn stalks, or they have a stalk shredder. They go out and shred the stalks. and then they plow it under to get rid of the residue, because we now have much healthier, much stronger corn stalks, and you gotta get rid of that residue. How many of you have heard that before? You gotta get rid of the residue. Yeah. And the question that I would ask you to explore is, why do we have to get rid of the residue? It was a question put to me by a Monsanto representative from South Dakota. Why do you want to destroy that residue? Because that's the life of the soil. So exploring that a little bit further, this is a tricky graph, but I'll try to walk through it. In fact, I'll go up into it. We're exploring carbon dioxide loss after tillage. Carbon dioxide is invisible, can't see it, can't smell it, and hard to weigh it unless you actually research the soil. So we have several different tillage techniques: the moldboard plow, the deep ripper, the chisel plow, the wide sweep field cultivator, a disc, and then no-till. So what they did was to perform these tillage passes on soil in Clayton County, Iowa. And the research was done by USDA and Iowa State. So very creditable research. And what they do is to work the ground, and then they put a little tent over the area, and then there's a sniffer that measures carbon dioxide. So after the moldboard plow goes by, in the first 5 minutes, we lose 569 pounds of carbon dioxide. In the first 24 hours, that soil breathes out